This is J. Krishnamurti's first discussion with students at Rishi Valley, 1978.
Do I start now? Yes? You're sure? All right. What would you like me to talk about?
Willpower.
What?
Willpower.
Which?
Willpower. Willpower.
Willpower. By Joe. Willpower. What else would you like me to talk about? We can talk about fear. We can talk about learning. We can talk about willpower. We can talk about what you're going to do when you leave this place. We can talk about what your life is going to be, how you're going to live it, and so on. What would you like me to talk about?
Desire.
Desire. By Joe, you seem to know that. You all understand English, don't you? Yes, sir? Right. Shall we start? If we made this morning, what it means to learn. Learn about desire, learn about fear, learn about willpower, learn what your life is going to be later on when you get married or not married, when you have a job, and so on. So shall we talk about that? What it means to learn. Would you like to begin with that? I know, but I'm asking. You'll agree with anything, won't you? Huh? Shall we start with that? Yes? Right. What do you think is learning? What is implied in learning? What is the whole way of learning? The meaning of learning, the content of learning, and why should one learn at all? You're following all this? So first, let's find out what is implied in learning. Not only mathematics and biology or science, physics, but also learning what the world is like, the world in which you're going to enter when you pass here, go away from here, college, university, the world outside you, what is implied in all that. So, to learn first doesn't mean that you must learn, but you must understand how to listen, doesn't it? Right? You can't learn about anything, about the mountains, about the trees, about the waters, the flight of the bird, or the beauty of the land, unless you see clearly, unless you hear, listen. So the first requirement in learning is to listen. Isn't it? Would you agree to that? Right? Now, do you listen? Or do you only partially listen? Your attention is somewhere else and you casually listen. Right? If you are interested, you listen. Are you not interested in learning?
Some of us are interested in
Huh?
Some of us are interested in learning.
Yes. So I'm saying, if you are interested in learning, the first thing is to listen, isn't it? No? Agree? Where are my two friends who used to come and sit here?
They're writing exams.
They are at an exam.
Yes.
They're not here?
They're writing a public examination.
Poor chaps. Oh, I'll miss them. Don't you? So the first thing is to listen. Isn't it? If I want to learn from somebody, from your teacher, from your educator, from your father or your mother, or if you want to learn, you must listen to the bird, to the various sounds, mustn't you? So you must find out first, in order to learn, how to listen. Right? What does it mean to listen? Go on, tell me. You listen to that chap coughing. How do you listen? You not only listen, with your ears, but also you listen to the person who is coughing. Why he is coughing? Is that irritation of the throat or just avoiding listening? You understand what I'm saying? Right? You're following this? So, what does it mean to listen? Have you ever listened to your parents? Yes? I doubt it. Have you ever listened to your educator, your teacher?
If we are interested, sir.
And not if. That's just an avoidance. If I am interested, then I will listen. But I am asking you, do you listen to your teacher? Not always. When do you listen to him? Go on, tell me.
When we feel it is right.
Huh?
When we feel it is right. When we feel it is right.
Oh, you only listen to him. You only listen to him when you feel it is right. Who decides what is right? You, your teacher, or your grandmother?
Yeah, sir.
Huh?
Yeah, sir.
You yourself decide when you should listen to your teacher, right? Right? That means what? When you like to listen, right? When it's suitable to listen, when it's convenient to listen, when it's satisfying to listen. Is that it? Otherwise, you don't listen. Is that it? Come on. I want to tell you something unpleasant. Will you listen to it? Huh? No, you won't. But if I say what a lovely person you are, you will listen very quickly, won't you? How beautiful you are, then you are all full of ears, aren't you? Right? So, is that listening? That is, when it suits you, when you like it, when you are interested, when you are not frightened, then you say, I will listen. But is that listening? You understand my question? Can I listen to you if I'm frightened of you? Huh? Huh?
You could. Out of fright, you could.
It says out of fright you can listen. You got it.
Come over here, old boy. Come and sit down. What is this?
Out of fright, you could.
Out of fright, you can listen. But when you are frightened, can you listen?
You could.
You could, but you don't. Do you? When I frighten you, threaten you, you're shrinking, aren't you? You're nervous. And in that state, you can't listen, can you?
But when you get over that, you
I know,
won't feel it again.
no. Not when you get over it. I'm saying in that state when you are frightened, you can't listen. Right? Right, that's all. So, you can't listen when you're frightened. Right? You can't listen when something pleasant is being said.
You just mentioned that if you're frightened, if somebody praises you, you would listen very well.
Now, which means what? When somebody praises you, you listen. What does that mean? That you only listen when it pleases you. Hmm? Is that listening? When something is being said that you like, then you listen. I am questioning, I'm asking you, is that listening? Or you are listening whether it is unpleasant or pleasant, when it is fearful, anxious, you're actually listening, aren't you? Are you?
So you're sort of forcing yourself to listen.
What?
You're forcing yourself to listen.
You're forcing yourself. No, and when you force yourself, can you listen? No. So you are learning the art of listening. That when you are frightened, you can't listen. When you are forcing yourself, you can't listen. When you are threatened, you can't listen. Right? And you cannot listen also when somebody is flattering you or insulting you. So can you put away all that and listen?
How do you put it away?
How do you put it away? You put it away, put all those away, when you really want to listen. Right?
But the fear comes away.
Huh?
You're afraid.
Come over here.
You're afraid, sir.
Afraid. I said to you just now, when you are afraid, you can't listen, right? So, you say, how am I to put away all that? Fear, not say, I like to listen, but I can't. So can you put all that aside? You can only put all that aside when you really want to find out what the other person is saying.
Yes, sir.
right?
Yes.
You understand?
Yes.
Now, can you do it?
I never tried, sir.
You never try. Try it now. I say to you, what? That you are not too clever. Hmm? Will you listen to that?
I do.
No, listen, no, wait, listen carefully. I say to you that you are not too clever.
So you listen to that if you want to improve yourself, sir.
That is, when you want to improve yourself, then you listen. Huh? Which means what?
You know that you are not good, sir.
Which means that you want to be better. Right? Why?
So that you can come up in time.
Good Lord. Now, wait a minute, just listen. I'm going to tell you something, just listen to it. Don't agree or disagree, don't argue, just find out what I want to say, will you? Find out what I want to say. I want to tell you, don't compare. Don't compare yourself with somebody, right? Don't compare whether you are better at your studies than somebody else. Don't compare yourself with somebody who you think is more clever, more beautiful, more intelligent. Don't compare at all with anybody. Have you listened to that? Have you?
Yes.
Huh? You have. Now, will you stop comparing?
Sir, without comparing, you can't learn art, sir.
You can't learn.
And
What?
An art.
art.
Do you know what that you cannot learn, and you cannot compare, you're saying, without, if you want to learn art. Do you know what that word art means? Do you?
Yes, it's getting to know something new, sir.
No. Art. That girl used the word art.
Yes, sir.
Now I'm asking you, do you know the meaning? Not the picture, the painting, or the statue, or the word the word art. What does it mean?
Enjoy the beauty of something.
No, I understand that. If you enjoy the beauty of something, but I'm not talking about the beauty of something, but the word itself.
The capability to create something.
Huh?
So when you're capable to create something, then you have an art.
If you are creating something, then it is.
No, you are there. How will I explain? You know the word etymology? Do you?
No, sir.
That means finding the root meaning of the word. The root meaning, not about something. You understand? Do you?
Yes.
The root meaning of that word means to put everything in its right place. That is the meaning of the word art. Right? Right? Have you understood? Look into a good dictionary etymological dictionary, it'll tell you the word derived from Greek and so on. That means to put everything, your socks, your shirt, your trousers, your thoughts, your emotions, your everything in their right place. Right? That's the meaning of that word. So, the word art, meaning to put in its proper place, is also implies to learn how to listen so that you put everything as you listen in the right place.
Does it mean having order, sir?
Huh?
Order, to have order.
To have order. When you put your things in your room in proper place, that's order, isn't it? But if you throw your things all over the place, that's disorder, isn't it? So, can you put your emotions, your thoughts, your fears in the right place? I told you, please listen to what I have to say. I said, don't compare. See what is implied. We from childhood, we are taught comparison. We say you must be as clever as your brother. You must be as beautiful as somebody else, right? You must be as tall as somebody else. Or in school, you get better marks than somebody else. So you're always being compared, and you learn to compare, don't you? You understood?
Yes.
Why do you compare? I said to you, listen to it. Don't say, oh, if I don't compare, what will happen? First, listen to what is being said, learn about it, and then argue against it or for it. But first, listen. I say, don't compare yourself with anybody. Right? You have heard that? Right? Now, why do you compare?
To find out who's better.
Huh?
To find out who's better.
To find out if you're better. That is, you compare yourself with her. She is much more intelligent, more bright, more clever, and so in comparing yourself with her, you become dull. Huh?
Yes.
Huh? But if you don't compare, are you dull?
No, you're just
Just
normal.
listen carefully. You compare yourself with her. She's more clever, more this and that. And then in comparing yourself with her, you say, Bajo, how dull I am. Right? But if you don't compare, what happens to you?
You don't say I'm dull.
Huh?
You don't say that you are dull.
Yeah, you don't say you're dull. You are what you are. Right? Have you learned that? Because if I compare myself with her, she's more beautiful, more clever, more this and that, I make myself dull. And then I struggle to be like her. Right? Are you following this? I struggle. Where there is struggling, comparing, I am not better. I try to imitate her. Right? You following this? Where there is imitation, there is not the capacity to learn. I wonder if you understand all this. If I'm imitating, I'm not learning, I'm just imitating. But if I don't imitate, I learn. I learn and find out why I imitate, why I compare myself, and I see through comparison, I made myself small, ugly, dull. If I don't compare, then I learn about myself. You understand? No, you don't. See, this is a difficult thing because all people do compare socially, intellectually, in art, in everything they do, they're comparing. I am not as good as that person.
Do you mean that all possessions are given because of comparison?
All
Possessions.
huh?
Possessions.
Possessions? No.
Possessions.
Huh?
Possessions.
Position, quite right. Position means power, doesn't it? Huh?
That is not made to be.
First see, if you are a governor, you have power. If you are a very rich man, you have power. So, where there is comparison, you are also seeking power, position, status. These two, my fellow chaps. Huh? Huh? Desire. You want to talk about it? Have you understood this one thing? Don't compare at all. Hey, have you listened to this?
Yes, sir.
And do you see the reason why you shouldn't compare? Huh?
But sometimes you judge yourself to be weaker than someone else.
What?
Even if you don't compare, you judge yourself to be weaker than someone else.
That's right. But if you don't compare, are you weaker?
I don't know, sir.
Nobody would know.
Huh?
Nobody would know.
Try it. Do it.
So then you isolate yourself, sir.
Huh?
You isolate yourself from others.
You isolate yourself from others if you don't compare. Why shouldn't you isolate yourself? What's wrong?
You feel away from the world, sir.
Why shouldn't you be away from the stupid world?
Because we don't feel it stupid.
Huh?
Because of comparison, we don't feel it stupid.
That's right. So, if you don't compare, then you learn why you shouldn't compare, what is involved in comparison. So, you don't compare with anybody. Now, can the teachers here listen to you? Can the teachers here not compare you with somebody else?
No, sir.
Can they say, you are not studying as well as somebody else, giving you better marks?
They could say.
Huh? They don't.
They do.
They do. So they are not comparing or forcing you to compare, are they?
No, therefore,
What?
They themselves are comparing.
Quite right. Quite right. I compare myself as a teacher. If I'm a teacher here, I say, I wish I had better house because somebody else in the place had better house. Right? I wish I had more money than the other man. So that's what I'm saying. We are educated right through from childhood till we die, always comparing. Right?
Do you compare yourself with anyone, sir?
Good. Do I compare myself with anybody? Is that it? No.
So how do you say no, sir?
Because I know. I've done it. I don't compare myself with anybody.
So how do you prove it, sir?
Huh?
Can you prove it?
What? Go on, don't be afraid.
How do you prove it, sir?
How do I prove it? I don't compare. There's no question of proving it.
Sir,
Have you understood what I said?
you do not compare yourself with anybody, but all others compare you with others
That's-
and give you a status.
You heard what he said? I don't compare myself with anybody, but others compare themselves with me and therefore give me status. That's stupid if they do that. Because I say, don't compare. Right? But if others do it, what am I to do? You're going to compare, aren't you? Huh? Will you stop comparing? If you do, you give the other person status. Will you stop it?
It's hard, sir.
Huh?
Very hard.
Very hard. Why?
Even the examination, they are doing that.
Therefore, that's what I'm saying. In examinations, in schools, all through life, they're comparing.
So they're comparing because it's a habit, sir.
It's a habit. Don't fall into that habit.
So but we are taught to, sir.
Huh?
We are taught to.
You're taught to compare.
Tell your teacher, don't compare.
So do you think she'll listen to us?
Huh?
Do you think she'll listen to us?
She's asking, do you think the teacher will listen to you? Of course they will. If he's intelligent, he will listen to you.
Sir, you are here. You're telling us not to compare.
Hmm?
You are here now. You tell us not to compare. Now you will be going somewhere else. Then we'll be doing our schooling. But when we do our schooling, we have tests, exams, everything. So what do if I'm to stop comparing, I cannot do these exams. Or rather, if I do these exams,
Now,
nothing.
find out whether it is possible to study without examinations. Poor Narayan. There is that Mrs. Major. She's going to teach you biology. Right. Can you teach without comparison?
I do try, but at times I do slip up, and I invariably let loose at
You see. Then when she slips, tell her not to slip.
We ask her to slip, sir.
Huh?
We ask her to slip.
Wait,
It's always
wait.
there.
So you are learning from her, and she is learning from you.
We cannot.
Listen, old boy, what I said. The relationship between the teacher and you, she knows more than you do, right?
Academically.
Academically. By Jove. You're very bad. Academically, you know more than he does. Now, she's teaching you about biology. And she's giving you marks, right? And gradually helping you to pass that examination. Now, can she teach you without the idea of examination?
If there was no examination, sir.
Huh?
If there was no examination.
Oh yes, lots of schools, lots of colleges are saying examinations are futile. They're dropping them.
What's the aim?
Huh?
There's no aim.
Huh?
There's no aim.
There's no aim? No.
According to what you have been told.
No, look. Why should there be examination if you're learning?
Learning in the sense.
Learning biology. Why should you have examinations at all? You're learning.
To test yourself.
What?
To test yourself.
You test as you're learning. Not at the end of your school, you are testing what you are learning every class. So that there is not an end. You are learning all the time.
How do you test yourself, sir? In
What?
which-
Without
what-
examination.
Yes, sir, without exam.
How do you test yourself without examination? You mean the examination is going to tell you how you have learned?
Maybe, sir.
I mean, listen, you're too quick. Find out. You're also used to examinations. That's your tradition. That's your habit. And when you question that, you say, yes, what shall I do? And you get nervous, frightened. When I was learning, when I was at school in England, I never passed one examination. Right? They had I went through all the examinations, but I sat in the hall without writing a thing.
So, you're not frightened at that time?
Yes, I was frightened, nervous, anxious, and I couldn't pass.
Sir,
Does that mean I'm stupid? Because I didn't pass examinations?
No, sir.
Right? So you find out how to study, or the teacher how to teach you without comparison, without giving you marks.
So there's no use having an examination at the end of the school, because just before the examination, you start mudding up the things.
What?
You start learning the things, sir, just before the examination.
You start learning before the examination. Is that it? Quite right.
And by hearting everything.
I know a boy. He liked to play games, golf especially. And he took a lot of books to the country in England, and he was studying for law. And he used to play golf all day, never studied. So on the day of examination in London, he came up and went into the library, looked up few law books, and he read something about it. Went to the hall of examination, and the questions were exactly what he looked in that half an hour before. So he was able to answer and pass.
Sir,
No, that's quite right. Don't risk it.
so now we go into the hall, nervous, everything.
No.
But we do it.
That's why it's all wrong. Wrong to be frightened. That's why I'm saying, asking the teachers and you to get rid of this habit of examinations, mark, comparison. Which means learn, not in order to pass examinations, learn. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
Is that very difficult?
If you
Can be,
understand.
sir.
Huh?
Can be if we don't try.
Now, will you do it?
And try to.
No. Don't try, do it. Can your teachers who are there looking at me, and some of them there, will they stop comparing
You better,
and help you to learn?
you better ask them, sir.
Huh?
You better ask them.
I better ask them.
So they themselves were taught to compare.
So, what happens? They themselves are comparing themselves with somebody else, and they are educating you to compare yourself with somebody else. So look what has happened. The teacher compares himself with somebody else and helps you to compare you with somebody else. So what is the relationship between the teacher and you? You understand my question? When the teacher is comparing and you are comparing, what is your relationship? Huh?
Both of them compare the teacher as well as the student.
Sure. Then, so you're both alike, aren't you?
Yes, sir.
So can you learn from each other not to compare?
The teachers and the students cannot do it alone. Alone cannot do it because even the parents have taught us to compare.
Teachers themselves can't do it because they have been taught to compare.
The teachers themselves cannot do it because they have been taught, educated to compare.
Even our parents have a hand in that because they also compare.
Parents also compare.
Parents.
We have been trained by our parents.
We have been trained by parents, by governments, by priests, by educators, by your grandmother, by your neighbor to compare, right? So can you stop comparing?
So if you stop, so the society won't stop comparing.
Let society go ahead. Can you stop comparing yourself?
Then they throw you out of the society, so that will be great.
But you're not listening what I said. First I said to you, please listen. That means find out what is implied in imitation, what is implied in comparison, right? Find out, learn about it. And then act, and then don't compare. Perhaps then you'll be extraordinarily bright.
But that's again comparing.
No. I said probably you'll be very alert. Will you do it? Will you? Why are you taking time?
I know the answer.
You mean you may do it and you may not do it?
I know what to do.
Huh?
I know what to do.
Then do it. Now, have you learned this morning, first of all, to listen? Have you learned that? To listen to your friend, to that bird, to the wind, to the teacher, to your mother, just to listen.
Partially, sir.
Huh?
Partially.
Partially, she said.
Then you're not listening. If you listen partially, you're not listening. Because from the childhood we never learn how to listen, right?
We cannot put all the blame on somebody and keep
Quite
it
right.
here.
You cannot put the blame on somebody. So don't put the blame on somebody, but listen. Right? So, have you learned that this morning? Just to listen to that cow. Listen to your friend, not partially, completely.
So, but if your friend says something bad, we have to listen to that also.
If your friend says something bad, must you also listen to that? Of course. Listen.
Sir, but we learn something bad, sir.
Huh?
But we don't want to learn something bad.
I may tell you something bad, but listen to it. I may be stupid. It may be wrong.
Sir, by listening you feel hurt, sir.
So by listening, you feel hurt. Therefore, you don't listen.
Listening to
No,
bad
sir,
things.
only bad things. If you listen to bad things, then you feel hurt about it.
So why do you get hurt if I tell you are stupid? Why do you get hurt?
I feel bad about it.
Why?
You feel you're not it.
Wait, go step by step. If I say something to you which you don't like and you get hurt, why do you get hurt?
Sir, because I criticize you, sir.
Huh? I'm telling you, I criticize you and you don't like it. Why don't you like it?
You're comparing yourself.
Huh?
You're comparing yourself.
No. I criticize you. I say you're not clean. You haven't washed properly.
Your ideas about you are disturbed.
Huh?
Your ideas about yourself are disturbed.
No, old boy. I say to you something unpleasant, right? Why do you get hurt? Why don't you listen and find out if what I'm saying is true or false? This is too much for early morning, probably. Shall I stop? Or would you like me to go on? Why do you want me to go on? Because you want to avoid your class?
No, sir, we can learn more.
Huh?
We can learn more.
Don't stop because we can learn more. Are you learning what I've now when I'm talking?
Yes, sir.
Yeah?
Yes, sir.
Which means what? That you are not going to compare.
Yes, sir.
If the teacher teaches you how to compare, should be really listening, sir.
We are disturbed.
If a teacher teaches you to compare, should we really listen?
If a teacher tells you to compare, should you listen? I should. I would listen to him and say, sir, I think it is wrong to compare. Stand up to the teacher.
Sir, if you stand up,
Wait, have you understood what I said? Huh? Will you do it?
yes, sir.
That means, if I am your teacher, and I say, look, you are not as good as the other boy, will you tell me, sir, I have learned why we should not compare? Will you tell the teacher? Wait. I've asked you a question. Will you do it? Huh?
Yes, sir.
You're not frightened?
Sir, I'll be frightened because
Ah,
the
but
teacher
that's
might-
just it. That's just it. Because you are frightened, you won't listen. And therefore you are comparing. If you said, I won't compare because I see the stupidity of it, it is not intelligent, so I won't compare. Then, if the teacher understands this and you understand it, it's finished. We'll have a different way of studying. You understand? There may be no examinations at all.
Sir, sometimes you're forced to do public exams.
Huh?
You're forced to do public exams.
Then you may be able to pass exams quite easily.
What do you mean, sir?
Huh?
What do you mean?
What do I mean? If you have been studying all the time, learning, when examination becomes very easy.
So, do you think it's right to keep telling yourself not to compare and to listen and those kind of things?
What's that?
Is it right to say, keep telling yourself not to compare and to listen and other things?
Don't tell yourself not to compare all the time. It is so, don't compare. You don't say to yourself, that's a cobra, and keep on saying that's cobra. You run away from it.
Don't you think we need some help, sir?
Huh?
Don't you think the people who want to be, who don't want to compare, don't you think they need help? Don't you think they need any help, any encouragement?
No. If you don't compare and I compare, I'm your friend, you tell me about it. He said, don't compare. See, it's absurd. That leads to stupidity. Now it's nearly time for me to stop. Shall I stop now? Will you do something? Sit absolutely quiet. Will you stop fiddling with your fingers? Huh? Put up your legs and sit up. Sit absolutely quiet, without moving your fingers, without moving your eyes, and without moving, without having any movement of thought. You understand? That is, your mind is always chattering, isn't it? Right?
Yes.
So find out why it chatters and see if it can be stopped. Just be absolutely quiet. I says,